Well, when there's a classic Chevy truck in the shop, usually means one thing. Brothers Trucks is in the house, and I'm with Steve Flanders. So we're going to get schooled today, whether it's on the vehicle repair or basically today on the table, demystifying these wire harness. Steve, man, these things can get confusing.
They can, and that's why I brought these today, to take some of the question marks out of purchasing a wiring harness when you're building your vehicle, whether you're going with a full restoration or a full customization. The wiring harnesses are available for all the way across that spectrum, and let's just talk about what we have.
Yeah, and you guys got three, I mean, different levels. Let's say, you know, big tech, medium tech, anybody. I mean, we can do it that way, but better yet, you guys offer it for anybody you want. Let's start with the first set. What is this all about?
Basically, anyone could do any one of these. It's really just a matter of how much customization and flexibility you have within the harness itself. So starting with this first one, this would be your full spectrum, wide open, customized harness. It comes with all the connectors that it needs to have to make it plug to itself, but at the far end of those connectors is where you really get your flexibility. You get your ability to use custom tail lights or custom door poppers if you're taking your handles off, or you're going to add an air ride system or something like that. So you get all the flexibility in this harness, but you get some of the plug and play features too that make it kind of easier. But this would be the most work you'd have to do, but also the most flexible.
Now in your sets as a master tech, this is huge, folks. I mean, we're talking about the wire harness. You can go ahead and wire it all, that's great, but look at, you're getting the circuit breakers, the flashers, the little rubber conduits for your alternator, butt connectors, spade connectors, dimmer switches, ignition switches, relays. I mean, it's all right here. These are in both sets, so not only is it a wire harness, you're really doing a whole overhaul of the electrical system.
Right. I guess these are targeted towards people that are doing a full build.
Right.
So everything that you see over there also comes in this kit. The difference between that kit and this kit is vehicle specific. So what you're going to get on this one is, I mentioned earlier, like going to the far end and dealing with your own connectors. This one at the far end, you know, you've already got your parking light connectors, your tail light connectors, your fuse block bulkhead's going to have, you know, the proper connector for your ignition switch, and so on and so forth. So this one is far more plug and play, but also offers you that flexibility to expand the system, add those features, like I mentioned before, air ride, air conditioning, say power windows, or any other stuff that people are doing when they're customizing their vehicle and or doing something other than just a full restoration.
And you don't have to be a master tech. That's the cool part. I mean, the schematic's right in the box, and it's not a schematic with white wires. It's a color schematic that tells you right front turn, left front turn. You just string that thing out, you put it right there, and like you said, Steve, I mean, imagine trying to get that old bulb and that socket out. It's never going to happen. You got it right there. So
right. The lengths are all proper too, so you're not chasing down the wire and trying to, you know, shorten it up and make it work. On this harness, it's vehicle specific, so it just plugs right in and everything's good.
Now for me, I mean, yeah, I just want to go ahead and get it. I don't have a lot of accessories. You got it.
Right. So this is my speed right here. Since most of my vehicles are stock, the stock harness doesn't offer a lot of flexibility, as you know, but what it does offer is a lot of convenience. So these harnesses are entirely 100% factory. The great thing about this is the factory harness was modular. So your forward light harness, say, was a complete separate piece from your engine harness and from your tail light harness and so on. So let's say you had a problem with engine fire and you just needed to replace the engine harness. Well, then you could go ahead and buy the engine harness separate from everything else, plug it in to your fuse block, and you'd be back up and running, which is a really nice part of the factory harness. The other nice thing about these factory harnesses is they really have, there's no guesswork at all. All of your connectors are on there. Like I mentioned, this one here that plugs in, here's your connectors that go to your parking lights, these go to your alternator and so forth. I mean, everything's there, they're all chased, and there's no question about how it connects. Here's, you've got your, you know, your mounts where they screw on and everything else.
Yep, factory wire loom, it's all there. Hey, where can we go get it off the web?
So www.brotherstrucks.com is where you can go. Also, you can order a free catalog there, or you can just call us at 800-977-BROS.
Well, Bros is making wiring easy.